Rise and shine, Apocalypse Scouts. This week we are talking about staying fit in the apocalypse. Sure, it's the end of the world and radioactive viral zombies have taken over your neighborhood, but that's no reason to be a couch potato. Sure, it's a great opportunity to finally get around to reading James Joyce's Ulysses, but it's also a time when you're going to want to be at the top of your game, physically speaking. Because when the time comes, those zombies ain't going to fight themselves. Hi there. I'm Crazy Conspiracy Dude, your pre-apocalyptic source for post-apocalyptic information, using digital media to prepare for the collapse or ascendance of digital technologies. This is the art of the apocalypse.
You're listening to Radio Free Apocalypse.
Getting exercise and building strength and flexibility doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need any special equipment, and you don't need much space. If you have a pull-up bar or dumbbells or a yoga mat or a favorite YouTube channel, by all means use those. Or a Thigh Master. Does anybody still use the Thigh Masters? But today I'm going to show you a simple and easy to remember apocalypse workout that you can do anywhere, anytime, with no equipment, no Wi-Fi, and no electricity. At the Art of the Apocalypse, we believe that doing is learning. So while it's a good idea to sit back, relax, and watch and learn, an even better idea is to put on your sneakers and do this along with me. Go on. I'll wait. You may remember cardio as the first rule of Zombieland. There's a reason for that. Bruce Lee talked about the art of fighting without fighting. And running is definitely the best way to win a fight with a zombie. So let's start by getting our heart rates up, our blood pumping, our lungs breathing. You can do this just by walking in place with high knees and bent elbows. If this feels like a challenge, just keep this up for a while. But if you'd like to take it up a notch, just transition from a walk to a jog. You want to keep this up for a while, definitely at least 30 seconds. As Brad Pitt taught us in World War Z, movement is life. He wasn't wrong. You can use an egg timer or an hourglass if you have one. Or even simpler, just do it for a while. You can occupy your mind by counting slow or reciting a short piece of poetry. For example, it takes me about 30 seconds to say the litany against fear from doom. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Another old school cardio option that's really good for you and easy to remember is the jumping jack, aka the side straddle hop. This was invented by an American general in World War I. He came up with the idea while lifting those little wooden toys where he pulled a string and the arms and legs go up. They were popularized in the 1950s on American television by one of my personal heroes, Jack LaLanne.
And I'm here for one reason and one reason only, to show you how to feel better and look better so you can live longer.
The third old school option I'm going to talk about is skipping rope. I don't know about you, but when I think about skipping rope, I think about Rocky. The great thing about skipping rope is you don't even have to have a jump rope. Just pretend double jumps, triple jumps, crisscross. I'm killing it. Maybe we should do a montage there. Yo, so those are some simple, old school, easy to remember, anytime, anywhere cardio exercises to elevate your heart rate. You might recognize limber up as rule number 18 in Zombieland. And it's important to keep your joints loose and your muscles flexible. I'm going to keep this pretty simple, just working from the ground up, from ankle to neck. So start by gently circling your ankles, both ankles in both directions. And then your knees in both directions. Next, your quads or your quadriceps, starting with the left. Try to keep your knees together. And then the right. And then the groin. So we can start with a lunge to the left, and a lunge to the right, and a lunge to the front, and a lunge to sort of the other front, and then hip circles. We're halfway now, in both directions. And now the torso, we can go to the left and to the right, strike that, reverse it, and you can twist to the left and the right, and we can fold down in half. The old classic touching your toes. Or you can straddle a little further and twist on a diagonal. The windmills. You can take your time and do a few of these if you want, but we're going to move up to the wrists, and then the wrists and the elbows. The other way. And the shoulders. Kind of gentle, large circles forward and in both directions. And finally the neck, just looking to the left and right, looking up, looking down, tilting left, tilting right, and gentle circles in both directions. The last thing I'm going to do is to open and close the chest with some big deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Twice more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And that brings us now to the apocalypse workout. Sweatin' to the apocalypse. I've put in some serious effort to make this workout intuitive and easy to remember. That's why I call it punch, crunch, duck. And all you have to remember is to punch and crunch and duck. We're going to do it twice through, first basic level, then advanced, and we're going to finish off in beast mode. It's punch, crunch, duck. So we're going to start with the punch. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Make good tight fists and punch with alternating hands. Try not to let your elbows flare out like chicken wings. Just good straight punches. And you can add a little twist to each punch at the end. And now each time you punch, focus on pulling the other hand back. So as one punch goes forward, the other goes back. And now if you want, see if you can drive each punch forward using the hip to initiate the movement. This is sort of like the drum technique from Karate Kid Part 2. We'll do about 20 of these for right now, but you can adjust that over time and do more. 5 more. That was the punch. So here comes the crunch. No yoga mat? No problem. We're going to do some simple standing crunches, starting with the diagonal crunch. So you start in the star shape and crunch. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. We'll just do 10 or 20 of these for now, but you can increase that over time. Maybe 5 more. 4 and 5. Now we're going to do standing side crunches. So again, starting in the star shape and crunching to the side. Left elbow to left knee, right elbow to right knee. And rinse and repeat. You can do these on the left side consecutively, or you can alternate sides. That's up to you. We'll do about 20 for now, but you can work up to sets of 35 or 50, and you'd be a badass in no time. So that was the crunch. So now it's time to duck, better known as squats. Just put your feet shoulder width apart, and we're just going to squat down. Just as deep as you feel comfortable for now, and you can use your arms to counterbalance you. And crunch. If these come pretty easy to you, you can kick things up a notch by doing the sumo squats. We're just going to go a bit deeper, and we're going to open the arms a bit wider. Now, all of these exercises are full body exercises, but the punching specifically targets the upper body. The crunches targets the core and the obliques. The squats target the quads, the legs, and the glutes, better known as the butt cheeks. All the while we're doing this, we're building the muscles we need to just kick a zombie in the nards.
Kick him in the nards! Kick him in the nards! Kick him in the nards!
know if that's a good idea, but you can try. If you do about 30 or 50 of all those exercises, you'll start to realize you're not in Kansas anymore. Now, if that punch, crunch, duck circuit was challenging for you, just do it again and adjust the number of reps and rotations you do over time. But if you're looking for something a little more dramatic, then let's go again with punch, crunch, duck, level 2. Back to the punch. This time take a straddle stance and shuffle from front to the back, maybe side to side, front to the back, side to side, at your own pace whenever you want. And when you're ready, you just stop and punch. So shuffle and punch. You can just shuffle, ho, ho, punch, right? You see that? You can punch twice, or you can punch, punch. You can punch, hook. You can jab, hook, uppercut. You can jab, jab, jab. Duck, uppercut. You can make up your own inventions. That's what I'm doing. You just shuffle, shuffle. Then you ground yourself. Punch, 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 hook, uppercut, duck, punch. Doesn't matter. Just do that for a while. Do it until you know you've been doing it for a while. And that's the punch. So here's the crunch. This time, we're going to do standing crunches with straight legs. So we'll start with standing crunches, straight legs, diagonal. Not only will this give you core strength, but this will improve your flexibility for kicking. To get the most out of these, really focus on keeping your legs as straight as you can. Not only do you have to do these diagonal, you can work on doing these to the front as well. If you do about 20 diagonal, 20 to the front, and then about 20 to the side. For the side, the same. Start with the star, and we're gonna crunch to the side. Again, try to keep your legs straight and keep your foot parallel to the ground. We'll do about 5 or 10 on this side, and then we'll try about 5 or 10 on the other side. Of course, you can alternate sides if you want. So that was the crunch. So now we duck. We're gonna squat down, put your hands on the floor, walk your feet back to a plank position. Hold that for a while. The longer you hold that, the more you'll get out of it. Walk your feet back to your hands, stand up, and a little squat, and relax. And again, squat, walk, hold, walk it back up, stand, and squat. Try to do 20 of those, and you'll feel it. Or if you want to activate beast mode, try some squat thrusts, more commonly known as burpees, invented by Dr. Royal H. Burpee Sr. in 1939. Here we go. Dr. Burpee's delight. Squat, put your hand on the floor, and thrust to plank position. Jump back to squat position, stand, and repeat. Squat, thrust, squat, stand. That's how Dr. Burpee did it, but the world has evolved since 1939. So this time, squat, thrust, add a push-up, squat, stand, add a jump. This is the modern burpee. If you prefer, instead of the push-up, you can do a downward dog and back to plank. You can hold the plank for 30 seconds or a minute if you want. And then squat, stand, and jump. Do 20 or 30 of those and call me in the morning. Here we go. And squat, thrust, push up, and jump. That's 2, push, squat, and jump. Number 3, thrust, push, squat, jump. Number 4, plank, push up, squat, and jump. Last one, and you can hold that plank. I'll hold it for 10 seconds. I don't know, it's maybe 5 seconds there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm gonna push up. I'm gonna hold that for 10 seconds. 1, 2, skip a few. 8, 9, 10, and up. Squat and jump. Thanks, Dr. Burpee. I like it. It's time to cool down and cool off. So breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in And breathe out. And in and out. Tilt your head to the left and to the right. Look down, look up. Look to the left, look to the right. Stretch to the right and to the left. And twisting on both sides. Touch your toes. On the diagonal. And hips around, both directions. And stretch your quads. Left, and then the right. We're working from the neck back down to the ankles. Lunge to the left, nice and gently. Lunge to the right. Lunging forward. Lunging the other forward. And knees around, both directions. And ankles around. Both ankles, both directions. And hydrate. And that's all for today, Apocalypse Scouts. To earn your Apocalypse Fitness virtual merit badge, let me know what your favorite type of burpee is. And don't forget to like and subscribe and repeat the Apocalypse Scouts oath. Hope for the best. Prepare for the apocalypse. Until next time, happy trails. And remember, the battle does not always go to the strongest, nor the race to the swiftest. But in the apocalypse, it sure don't hurt.